Hi, all of y'all. Today is July 19th, 2024. So, an update about my, how I call it, telling you. An update about my situation of the layoff. Now it's 2 months now. Well, on the 24th, it'll be officially 2 30-day months since the death of my job. So, excuse me. Anyways, I just know that in the last 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks now, I've been actually actively looking for jobs, applying for different places. I applied at Kaiser, like a position that I qualified for without any sort of schooling. They only had 1 or 2 positions, but I tried housekeeping or something. And then, so, hearing some noises in here. So, anyways, it's crazy, man. I'm hearing a lot of crackling noises, and I guess it's coming from these cans, these bottles right here. I guess since it's exposed to the sun right now, the temperature changes is causing them to crackle. You know, because of their clothes. I mean, I have caps on the water bottles. So the status as of today. So about insurance, you know, like I know Jenny Lynn has her health insurance now, but it's like she's got like I think it's like a $500. I don't know. I mean, I know that that's an uglier service. Got a bigger deductible, but at least she has insurance. For me, I don't have health insurance right now. So I don't have a shield on me if I get sick or something. Let's hope I don't until I'm able to. But I'm actively looking for a job. But again, like I said, I don't want just any job. I don't want just any job unless I have no choice. But I mean, anyway, I went to the website I went to Costco and I went to Kaiser Hospital because I still would like to work in those places. But then, you know, and then I went through the EDD, like the meeting that we're required to do. I did the meeting. They just basically talked about the resume that I had to show them proof that I was looking for jobs, and I did. So, yeah, well, they just basically went over the things I need to do and did a little meeting. It was a meeting. Well, yeah, they told me, it's to do just miscellaneous things that they told me on the meeting, you know, like about like job search or what type of job I'm looking for, that type of thing, you know, and what qualifications I have or what type of experience I have and stuff. And so the lady went ahead and the lady on the Zoom meeting, it was a Zoom meeting. I didn't go to an office. I just used my computer as a Zoom meeting, and that was required in order to be able to continue being paid on the EDD payments. And they also required me to go to this job fair, which I did go, which I thought was pretty interesting because these are all the little things I got from the job fair. So a lot of different places, I guess, like County of San Bernardino was like they're hiring. I want to look into this stuff because it's like different things that they have, like entry level positions. And I'm thinking I'm gonna look into this stuff, man. I'm gonna look because all of these jobs that they had on the job fair, they're all unique. They're all unique type of jobs. It's not like your typical Kohl's or Dollar Tree or Stater Brothers or, I mean, like it's not like your typical stores like those, but it's kind of unique. It's a unique job that they have. This was one of them. I guess this is the name of the company, I guess. And this guy was talking to me about it, and it's to do with like inmates, like it's to do with working with inmates. I mean, I'm thinking about going through this too. I mean, it looks like something that I would qualify for. And of course, well, there's the EDD. And then I know that I had like I mean, it was a to do with school. Excuse me. Well, like these, well, I mean, this is just like miscellaneous things, like, well, if I qualified for some of these things. But Redland School, I mean, I wouldn't mind working in a school. That's one of those things that I didn't mind, that I wouldn't mind doing, working in a school. I think it was this one right here. This school, I guess they're saying something about like for after school, like to work as an assistant for an after school program. It's like a part-time. I feel like I would be interested in working for a place like this, for doing something like this. It's like an after school thing, like I guess apparently they pay about, it's about, I mean, I think I would qualify for this too. I mean, as far as I know, I want to try it. Because I definitely wouldn't mind working for a school, like working in a school. I mean, that's one of those things, too, I like, that I feel like I would like. Even this would seem like a good one, too. I mean, anything, well, these are all unique jobs. I mean, like I say, it's not like your typical McDonald's or Burger King jobs, or like those Dollar Trees. It's not your typical. I mean, that's what I would rather be doing this. I would rather be doing this type of unique positions rather than like working like in a TJ Maxx or a Old Navy or whatever, or things like that. I mean, I would probably rather do one of these unique positions. So this is just an overview. And tomorrow, apparently tomorrow, there's going to be another job fair, which I want to go to. I think it's located on 777 East Street on San Bernardino. And it's going to be, I think it's called a para-professional or something. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to go there. I want to go there tomorrow, which is Saturday. It starts at 9 o'clock and it finishes at 1:30 or something like that. I want to try it. I want to try going there and see what type of, I want to browse. I mean, browsing different types of jobs, and that's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to browse jobs. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this looks like an interesting one right here. San Bernardino County, like Arrowhead, and then well, like I would be interested in looking into this. I mean, I want to look into that. But anyway, I want to go to that job fair tomorrow and get more information about different jobs to fill out applications for. And so, yeah, while I'm at it, as of now, my severance has pretty much ran out. Telling you. So I just got my sunglasses. It gets really bright out. It's been hot. It's been hot in the last week. So, anyways, so my severance ran out basically. But now that I started EDD like a month ago, that's about the time when I actually started looking for jobs or started filling out applications. So I'm gonna walk down the street a little bit. I'm with Molly talking. So as of now, I think we have to actually make an adjustment on our budget, but we're fine though. We're okay. I mean, well, the only thing that we have to really make an adjustment on, or only thing that we have to really budget is the house. I mean, the payment of the mortgage. That's it. I mean, because that's the only big bill that we have, because we don't have anything else. We just have the little things like we don't have a credit card, but we just have little things like the phone bill and let me see, phone bills or internet service, things like that. I mean, that's all we got. And then car insurance. Well, car insurance is not that much now because I got rid of the truck. So anyway, well, for now we're good with the EDD and stuff. Yeah, EDD, I'm good for now. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much of a challenge it'll be to find a job. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like at the job fair, I think I saw one of my prior coworkers from Bradshaw. That's the name of the company I used to work for. I feel like I saw a coworker there, and he said hi because I felt like I recognized, and then he just left. But I wasn't really sure if I I feel like I did recognize a guy who used to be my coworker. He's among one of the ones that was let go several months ago. So, but I guess he's probably looking for a job himself. But anyway, for me, so that's the status right now. It's like about how I feel about what's going on with financially. Like, well, we're good. I mean, we're good right now, but that's only because I'm getting EDD. It'll last until the rest of this year. But of course EDD. I mean, they really will be monitoring us. So I mean, to be looking for a job, you know. And well, I'm more than happy to find a job if I could find somebody who's gonna fire me. but I mean. But I probably will. Like, what do I think? I mean, I probably will have to get a job. I mean, well, even if it's McDonald's or something. But otherwise, well, we'll be fine. We'll be fine until I can find a job. But I mean, otherwise, you probably would have to make more adjustments on the. Well, there's nothing more to adjust because I already by now, like cut off some services that I don't need. I mean, like the insurance for the extra truck or extra vehicle that we had. I mean, that saves me like $40, $50 a month, you know. And then, well, we modified the phone bill a little bit. I mean, I got new phones, but I mean, I got my new phone, but it's only $14 a month, you know, for this new phone, trading in another phone that I had. I mean, so I could keep update with the phone because it's not that expensive anyways. I mean, but anyway, but one thing I could probably make clear for myself, that I would rather not make any significant purchases of any kind, even a car, even if I would sell a car, pay and then pay cash for the next car. Even doing that. I mean, I would rather just hold on to any sort of significant purchases. I would rather do that, but I mean, it's not like it's something that it's urgently need to hold on. But I mean, well, because if I sell a car and then pay cash for the next car, but I would rather just hold on to that for now until a little later on, or until I could get a job. I mean, because any next car that we got is going to be a used one. I mean, it's going to be a used one, and I just want to make sure that I don't want to put myself into extra stress getting any different car and then having to get to know that car. You know. But then how do I know if any of these cars will break? I never know. I mean, these are older cars. I mean, so what can I do? But that's another thing, you know. Telling you. Well, while I'm at it, what have I been doing? What have I been doing on my days off? Well, you know what I've been doing a lot of, like, lately? I've been riding my bike a lot lately these days, because I actually get kind of bored. I've actually been getting kind of bored now these days. Been getting kind of bored. I mean, like, just having my days off. There's an airplane over there. I couldn't catch it. I have to catch it. There it is. Telling you. So, anyways, yeah, you know what? In all honesty, it's actually been kind of boring, like being by myself. And well, I've been riding a bike a lot. I went to Covina a couple times already, or West Covina, and I rode my bike the routes that I used to go. I mean, this was well. I mean, and what else have I been doing? And well, I just been hanging out in this garage playing with these vintage items, or I just been sleeping it off. I mean, I've been just sleeping it off. I mean, like, because there's really nothing else to do other than applying for jobs and stuff, But I mean, I've been applying for. I know I applied for jobs for the last 2 weeks, and I haven't heard anything yet. I mean, but I know that I've been hearing a lot of stories about some people, including like my last coworkers, that talked to, saying that that they've been applying for jobs for months or something, and they haven't got any response or anything. Including this 53-year-old guy who's had a hard time. He's had a number of interviews, but then they just they just let it go, or I don't know. I mean, I don't know his story. But so I'm wondering. I'm bracing for it. But I'm bracing for all this. But I'm gonna try. I'll try to get these jobs in the school. I would be happy with the job in a school. I would like to work in there too. But otherwise, if things go on a crisis, if I go on a financial crisis by any chance, going on to the end of the year, then I would probably just how we call it, I would just apply for anything. But even then, I could apply for anything, and I still probably wouldn't get called. But I would wonder. I feel like what are things that I could do? Well, what do I think in my experience? What people can do to enhance their chance of getting picked out from the employer, from an employer? Well, maybe appearance is one of those things. It's one of those things that I do know for a fact, that they do look at the appearance. Like if we're gonna come in all dressed like a slob or something, or if we come in dressed up nice and shave or whatever, then it'll give them a good impression, I guess. Is that true? What if you're an employer, or if you feel like you feel like if you know somebody who's an employer, what do they look at as far as appearance or personality, or do they look at personalities or appearance? Well, I know one of those things is appearance too, because there's this channel I'm watching, or there's that channel I've been watching. It's called, this guy calls himself the Fadingman. I've been watching him just because it's fun. and he does have stories about employers do actually looking at his appearance. Like, like one way he knew was because he's fat. He says that he's fat and he knows it, or he's overweight and he knows it. But then he's getting accused. This guy was getting accused that they're kind of looking at like his appearance because of the being overweight or whatever. Like one of those examples was like when he was applying for a job, and then the boss is asking him like, well, you think you could handle standing up for 8 hours a day? So that gives a cue. So that would give me the cue that they're looking at appearance. But for me, apparently, I'm not one of those guys in his situation, But but I don't know what they look at in appearance. Or they probably might look at personality too. Well, how do I know? I just want to. I like of whatever things that they don't like in me. Well, I'm gonna be me. I'm not gonna try to change myself in order to get hired. I'm not gonna change myself. I'm just gonna come in being me. That includes coming in dressed up like my regular this tank top, the shiny stuff I like to wear. That includes dressing up like this in an interview. I'm gonna be me. That's all I could tell you. I'm not gonna be trying to be somebody I'm not. I'll come in dressed up in a nice shirt if I have one. Well, I have some regular shirts, Or I have a couple of dress shirts, you know. I could do that too. I mean, if I feel like doing it, I'll do it. But I'll just dress in my pants, you know, some pants that some nicer pants that I have, and maybe like a nicer shirt. I mean, I'll do that. I mean, but if I totally don't feel like going in there, I mean, as long as I look okay, as long as I don't look like a slob, or as long as I don't look like someone who's homeless or something. I mean, I don't know. That's just how I look at it. But I mean, as long as I don't look like dirty, as long as I'm not dressing in messy looking outfits and stuff, you know. I mean, that's one of the things that I do know that they look at. I mean, appearance. So but of whatever way I look like, and if they don't approve of me, well, I mean, what can I do? Just like this guy. I mean, the Fadingman person, the channel, like he has a situation because you know you could dress like a guy like him, for an example. He can dress him nice or whatever, but it's probably still gonna be the same result. You know, like it's for some people, and age too. And age is another thing too. I don't know if he said. Well, I think age is another thing because he found he had some cues from the employer when he was getting interviews. He was getting cues that they're kind of discriminating him because of his age too, especially because when they asked about, or when he asked the employer about insurance or what kind of benefits they have, that's when the employer kind of like lost interest in him, so to speak, you know, because they don't want people that are older. They typically don't want someone who's older because they feel like they're more prone to problems with health and stuff. Well, maybe me. Well, because maybe since I exercise and I look like it, I guess maybe I would probably have a better chance. Maybe. I mean, yeah. I mean, but anyway, for my status, that's what my status is going on right now. But as of now, though, I mean, so for the time being, while I'm looking for a job and everything, I would rather just like not do anything significant at all financially. Not do anything significant, or don't buy anything, or don't do anything significant to do with in the financial, you know, financial. It's particularly if I'm wanting to get a new car or something, or a different car, whatever. I would like to try to keep things the way it is. I don't want to do anything significant until I get a job, until I can find a job. Like, and then once I find a job, if I can find a job, and if I feel like it would be secure, then that's when I can go ahead and do something significant. But even then, like, but of course, you know, for cars, for the example, we tend to get bored. You know, we get bored of cars. You know, and you want to change things. But for me, though, I mean, I would have the tendency to want to change cars because I'll get bored of my. Well, I had my Kia for since brand new, and I'm still happy with that car. You know, but I mean, if I want to upgrade myself, I would make sure that I would make sure that I get a job first, and then I'll upgrade any cars. I mean, but anyway, anyways, I'm yet to get a taste of any sort of like, if there's gonna be any sort of discrimination in me, like looking for a job, or bosses or employers, like what they look at. I'm yet to taste any sort of what do you call it, any discrimination of any kind. Because I haven't had an interview yet. I mean, so I'm yet to get a taste of an interview. I mean, haven't had one of those in years. You know, an interview and a job. I had not had one of those in years, man. So yeah, this is what time it is, by the way. So I figure that until I could get a job, you know, like until I can get a job, I guess what I see myself doing, like doing while I'm sitting around, is I'm gonna be riding bikes a lot. I'm gonna be doing this a lot, exercising a lot, because there's nothing else to do. I mean, I still like to exercise and ride bikes. So yeah, this is Molly. So yeah. Well, there's me on this side. I don't know how well you can. This is Molly. So until I get a job, I guess I'm gonna be exercising a lot because I mean there's nothing else to do. I get bored, man. I'm actually getting bored now. I mean this freedom, all this like I am honestly getting bored. I mean, so yeah, I mean, if I feel, and another thing, one more thing I have to say about it, any job search, some of the things that I say what's important to me in a job, I don't care about the pay. I mean, pay is not even the question here. What's more important to me than anything in the world is a job where I connect well with the employer. Well, I know that there's no such thing as a perfect job, but I know there's gonna be jobs where you connect well with the boss, or boss gets along with you or something. I mean, or people get along with you. I mean, what's more important to me are people who's gonna get along with me, employees who get along with me really well. Or that's what's more important to me. But I know that there's no such thing as a perfect job. But I've had jobs that I actually did like because the employees like treated me really well, or even like the boss treated me well. But they treated me well in terms of being a person, But of course, I complained in some of the number one complaint that I had in jobs is like the pay, or being treated fairly in terms of pay. I mean, it's only in terms of pay. It's only in that aspect. But on all the other aspects, like treating me like a person, they were nice. But for me, I cared more about the pay, or being treated fairly with the pay and stuff like that. But in today's times, I'm getting too old for that now. Now for me, I would rather have a job where employees would get along with me really well, getting along with, and I like to go to work because of employee, because of everybody likes me there and that. And it's not like I would rather go on a job like that than in a job where everybody is kind of like where everybody's like not in a good mood, like I mean and stuff like. Well, of course I had jobs. Well, some of the distribution center jobs, people like I mean, well at least in my last job, I mean, I like some when I was working in my last job, I was still working in the building that they were closing down, and I was like working with mostly people who were like moody and stuff, But when I was working temporarily in the new warehouse my job was gonna keep, of course I had employees. I mean, but the employers were just so. I mean, because the employers are kind of like more like they're kind of like they're like pretty happy that they're boss, Like you get some employers or supervisors, mostly supervisors. Like some supervisors in my last job, they had that look in their vibe or the look in their face that they're badass because they're supervisor, and then they could tell you whatever, they could tell you what to do. I mean, some supervisors like feel happy about their little position, about their upper boss position, like we had a lot of that in my last job. I mean, we got a lot of them like that. I mean, so I mean, well, for me, I don't care. I mean, whatever. But as long as they're gonna treat me okay, as long as they're not gonna be unfair to me, or as long as they're not gonna be showing off their little power on me and disrespecting me, as long as they're not gonna do that, I'm fine with it. I mean, but. Well, though they don't really do that, but I mean, they have the tendency to want to do that because they want to show who's better or who's cool. I mean, that's I have to say that's how some of the supervisors are in my last job. But I mean, but if I can have a job where even the supervisors like will get along with me as a person, likes me as a person, that's what's more important to me than anything else, So I don't care about the pay at this point. I mean, for me, I don't care anymore. But I mean, as long as I'm gonna get a living wage, I mean, well, even if it's part time, I don't care if it's even part time that I would get. I mean, I'll take a part time. If anything, I'd probably rather just do a part time job than a full time job, you know. Because at least, I mean, I would rather just work part time. I mean, it would be enough money. I mean, I would be fine. We would be fine if I had a part time job. Even if it was just part time, it'd be good enough. I mean, I don't need a full time job. I mean, to be able to make it. Although, I mean, yeah. Shit. So, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna get going. So, I hope you liked this update video of 2 months after I got laid off. Today is July 19th, 2024. So, I'm gonna go to the job fair tomorrow and see how that goes. And then probably like on Monday, I'll go ahead and start looking into applying to every one of these things, including any new jobs that I find on the job fair tomorrow. I'm going to apply on every one of those, but especially the school. I mean, to do with the school or a hospital. I mean, like there's some job openings here according to this. In a job, in a hospital right here, Arrowhead. I'm gonna look into those, man. Yeah. Okay, well, I hope you liked this video, this update video, and everything. All right, see you on the next one. Yeah.